So this is the whole thing about me not going to press conferences with Gypsy and Langston, and then Deegan jumps in, Brian jumps in. And, like, I can respect having a different opinion. And Brian doesn't like me. But when he posts this thing, this makes him sound like the biggest idiot in the world. Now, Deegan is not an idiot. He Metal Militia made a lot of money. He's done successfully in his life. He's raised this kid. But this post, I mean, he comes across like the biggest moron I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you don't like me, that's cool. Come up with a better reason than this. Brian says, I've been wondering the same thing about me not going to press conferences. Which, by the way, Brian has not been wondering the same thing. He doesn't give a fuck. He shouldn't give a fuck. But anyways, Brian Deegan. I've been wondering the same thing. He would rather go and interrupt the rider's personal time at the rigs to get his own exclusive interview clickbait. I don't know how to break this down. I go up to these riders. They're paid athletes. And I go, would you like to do an interview? I always ask. I don't go up and interrupt anybody. Excuse me, Mr. Rider. Excuse me, Mr. 20-year-old kid. I'm an old man, but would you like to speak into the microphone about your race? 97 times out of 100, the riders give me an interview. Sometimes they have a bad day and they say no. Sometimes they're like, I got a flight to catch. And I go on my merry way. So Brian saying interrupt the rider's personal time to get exclusive interview clickbait. Clickbait. We're 2 sentences in and Brian is an idiot. Okay, next one. Instead of respecting riders' time, the dude uses his platform to try to intimidate riders that don't have his beliefs. Hey, man. If you don't give me an interview, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. Like, what is he talking about? Dude uses his platform to try to intimidate riders that don't have his beliefs. What beliefs? Then Brian says, I have to know your audience as they have caught on. So my audience has caught on to me. Holy fuck, Brian. Like, it's late back east, but if you're listening, you got to fucking call in or call me and explain, are you on ketamine? Are you on fentanyl? What were you on when you posted this, Deegs? Because you sound like an idiot. I hope I see Brian at the race. He said, I can't wait to see that pussy commie at a race. This was not 6 months ago. He's seen me at races. He's never said shit. I'm here. I'm here, Brian. Come see me. Otherwise, get off the fucking drugs. Stop posting. Thank you, Brian. When you post this, I assume he's on drugs. Brian doesn't like me. And that's fine.
Why?
When he got into that claiming issue with the bike, he called me twice to help him out, to give me his side of the story.
Wow.
Yeah, to help him out. And I did that. I took his side of the story. Some of it. Some of it I thought he was full of shit, but some of it I took. I asked him to come on one time, a couple years ago. I said, hey, you want to call on the show? He said, sure. So he called in. We talked about being a dad to a famous kid, and we probably talked about the backflip, all the usual shit. He fucked up and said something about Can-Am. He screwed something up and talked about Can-Am suspension that he shouldn't have talked about. Called me the next day, freaking out. I went back into the archive, and I fucking clipped it out for him. If I was into clickbait, I would have been, holy fuck, I got Brian Deegan talking about Can-Am suspension.
Right.
Fuck me, oh my God. I'm not into that. I don't give a fuck. So he doesn't like me. Probably things I've said about Haiden. Haiden said some dumbass shit on the podium. But he can't seem to separate that.
You didn't like the American, he was doing the whole...
Nope. And has he done it since? No. And what did he tell Darren Lawrence? He went up to Darren Lawrence at the end of the Nationals and told Darren Lawrence, hey, man, sorry about all that stuff. We were just trying to, get in your heads. That's what Darren told me. Brian apologized to him for doing that. And they were trying to do it, which was my whole fucking thing. They were trying to make it like WWE, throw the American flag up there, get the people to boo the Lawrences.
Metal Militia.
Right. Metal Militia playbook. Exactly. I called him out correctly on that. If you believe Darren Lawrence, I was right. So Brian doesn't like me, and that's fine. I don't give a fuck. My life will go on. His life will go on. We're fine. But when you post this on Instagram, even if you're a Brian Deegan fan, and you're like, yeah, fuck Deegs, or fuck Matthes, love Deegs, like even if you're that guy, you got to look at what he posted and be like, Brian, yo, that's fucking stupid. Even if you're a Brian Deegan fan, you got to be like, holy Deegs, you sound like an idiot. But I don't care. I hope Brian talks to me at Southwick. I got a lot to say to him if he wants to talk to me. But that is the stupidest Instagram post I've ever seen in my life, talking about my media game. Accusing me of intimidation, interrupting personal time. My audience is caught on. I mean, it's just so, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Brian's welcome to say whatever he wants, but I would tell him, hey, bro, you really missed the mark on this Instagram post. You can come at me for fat loser or Canadian or, doesn't like Trump, so I hate him. You can come at me a lot.
You don't like Trump?
I don't like Trump. But you can't come at me.
What's wrong with you?
You can't come at me with what he did. That's stupid. Intimidating riders.
I don't get that part.
I walk up to riders, hey, man, can you do an interview?
Either they say yes or no.
And then I just move, and we do an interview, and there's no clickbait. There's no anything. So, anyways.